everyone, it's WH and Breakers back with another video, and we are back with the long-awaited return of Fenway Park. So today I'm going to be walking you guys through how I basically built Fenway Park. I know it's been like 2 months or 3 months since I posted my last video, but that's really just because I haven't really had a lot of inspiration to do videos lately, and it just hasn't been, there's a lot of stuff going on, and it has been hard. I've had a lot of things to do and that kind of thing. A lot of vacations, you know. So, now I'm finally put back together Fenway Park, and got it and basically today I'm going to show you how I put it back together, all the different parts, and then show you the final product that I have it at right now. Following for more updates, you're probably not going to see very many of them. You're probably going to see maybe 4 or 5, and they're going to happen like monthly or even every 2 months, just because I'm really not sure what I'm going to be doing with this from now on. I want to do the facade and finish the entire thing, but it may not happen, so we will see what happens with that. But before we get into it, please remember to hit the like button if you like the video and consider subscribing. So now let's jump in to building Fenway Park. Okay, so right here, this is the base. So I've taken everything off it. Actually, I took it off a while ago, but it splits down the middle. As you can see, there's this little crack. I actually have put it on this plywood here. But there's this little crack. It splits. These guys will come up. I'm not going to show you how it splits. It's a pretty simple thing. It's held together by this Technic, and then also those. But what I really want to show you is the field. So, as you see here, this is the field I built a while ago. So it doesn't actually have the green monster on it or anything. I've taken it apart maybe a little bit more than you'd expect. But this is the field, and this is going to be moved over there. So right here, it just lifts up. It's not the sturdiest thing in the world, but it is lifted up. It's actually going to need to be turned around, just like that, and then carefully set into place. Yeah, so this is a process. It's a little bit off, so all we have to do is just slide it over. This is gonna have the back, as you can see there, is gonna have to slide back. So as you can see, this is not an easy thing to do, and that's part of the problem with this set. But as you can see, there it is. It's finally in place. Some parts definitely came off. But it's definitely fixable, and it worked out in the end. So, now that we have the field down, what I do next is I will take the sections that I built, which you guys didn't see because I ended the update just because I really needed to work on it. But I built these sections over here, as you can see. This right here is the second and third deck, and each section is like this. So this is just one section. I'm going to show you how these work in a minute, but this section has the second deck, which is actually off right now because it popped off, and then the third deck, and then it's got that roof on top, and that just sits back here on the field, and I'll show you that in just one moment. Okay, so before I get into showing you how the whole thing gets set up, this is how I transport it. So these are each one of these sections, and what I've done is I've wrapped it up in bubble wrap here, and then I just untape it and unroll it, just like so. And then you can just kind of wiggle it out, and there you have one of the sections of Fenway Park. So that's just one, and this is one of the longer and bigger sections. And that's just how I transfer it. So I put all of those, and then I put all the ones wrapped up in bubble wrap and put it in the bin, or in a box, basically, filled with packing peanuts. And so I kind of get them all in, get them all nice and protected. And so I do that with every single one. So that one, and then you've got this one right here, which is a much smaller and sturdier one. But it just comes out just like that. Every one's a little bit different. It's taped in different spots. Basically, this one actually doesn't have any seats. It's actually the right field concourse, so it's actually a lot sturdier and nothing pops off. So these ones are easy to transport, just for that exact reason. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to jump into a time lapse of me unwrapping all of these, and then of me basically putting it all together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a time lapse right here of me taking all these apart, taking them all out of the box, and then we're going to jump into a time lapse of me putting them all on the field. I'll talk a little bit more about how I do that once we get there. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to kind of just show you how everything here works, I guess. So basically, right here, you have the green monster. So you didn't see me build this, I don't think. This is the green monster. So I've added the seats, and I've added like the back. But basically, this is going to sit here. And what I've done is there's this mechanism right here. That is just to hold this in place while it is being transported, or that kind of thing. And then I believe this actually comes back one. So all of this just gets scooched back one set, so that this then can just slot right in. So this will slot in, and I know where it should go based on this end. I can just kind of line it up. And then it just fits in just like that. And you kind of have to wiggle it around, get it in position. It's definitely not the easiest, not the sturdiest thing, but it gets the job done. So yeah, so it just pops in right here. And as you can see, it's just kind of warping, but basically that's how the green monster works right there. So then you saw me build these, but these are the first level, and they just sit in right here. They don't connect in any way, shape, or form. And so they just sit right in here, and they fit in pretty well. The only problem I have is this one right here. It just sits up a little bit too much. But those are those right there. So then the last thing I'm going to show you in this little update, and then we'll jump right into a time lapse of me just putting everything together, and then I'll show you the final product, is these. So as you can see, there's these little 2x2 plates or jumper plates, depending on the spot, to hold this in. So these blue bricks just attach right in, and I don't actually know exactly where this one, I usually do it from the other end, but basically the columns fit in right where these upside down cheese slips are, and then the bottom of the blue attach in here. I'm not quite done with this setting it up, so I'm going to put this in during the time lapse, but you kind of get the gist of how this works. Now, let's jump in the time lapse, and I'm going to show you how this basically looks as a final product. Okay, so Fenway Park is now all built. As you saw there, the time lapse did cut out and you did not see me finish this side of the building process, but that was because it wasn't fitting together and it just wasn't working. So I stopped the time lapse, spent the next 3 hours, 3 hours over the next couple of days, and figured out how to put this all back together. It wasn't going back together, I couldn't figure out why, so I really just reinvented it in a way. So this actually has a way smoother look to it now than before. You guys wouldn't know that because this is your first time seeing it. But for me, it looks a lot better. I fixed a lot of things. This all fits together nicely now. But this is the final look right here. This is what I took to for my project that I was doing. This is what I finished. Now, this is really what it looked like overall. But there's a few things that I'm going to show you. So the first thing is right here, we have the roofs, and you may be saying it's kind of boring. Well, it is. That's just something I added. These are the second and third tier seats. This third tier cuts off there. I really like the way that angle looks right there, and then I added just these little these 1x2s with the extra little thing on the edge, which actually worked really well for just a backing to this. That actually made it feel a lot more complete and looked a lot better. As you know, you guys didn't see the full Green Monster finish, so this is it right here. It's got the little signs, and then around the front, you have just the Green Monster. There's no sticker piece anywhere. I couldn't find anything. Right here, you've got the Fenway Park press box, and you've got this, which I actually just made. I used some double-sided tape, cut it out, found it online. It doesn't look the greatest, but it does the job. Like, from a distance, it gives the gist. The light fixtures are a little bit small, but they do their job fine. They represent light fixtures. Over here is very different from the rest of it. It's kind of like this concourse area. I really like the way it looks, and it fits the park. It just kind of finishes off the park a lot better than it was before without that. Then right here, you do have the final you have one of the TV screens. The other one was destroyed, and I have the main bulk of it right here, but there's more to it. It just sits right here, so you can kind of get a gist. But other than that, this is really the finished model. I really like the way it turned out. And I'm really excited to continue it and work on the facade. The facade's probably going to be a pretty slow process, and really I'm not going to really work on it constantly. So, we'll see how that goes. But I think it's now time to cut to the outro. Okay, so that just about wraps up this week of building Fenway Park in Lego. I know I didn't really build anything. I mean, I put it back together, but nothing new. It's new for you guys, but nothing new for me. I'm really happy with where it is right now. I think it looks really good. Only complaint I really have is that I really want to finish that facade, and like I said earlier in the video, it may or may not happen. I'm really not sure where it's going at this point. So look forward to that if it does come out. And I'm sorry about not posting for the last 2 months, like I said in the intro. But I'm going to try to be a little bit more consistent. One thing to remember is that I will be gone in 2 weeks for 3 weeks, so I think August 2nd is when we leave, and we won't get back to the 23rd. So you won't be seeing any videos during that time, I don't think, unless I can get enough backed up. One video that you should look out for is I am actually going to build an Endor mock. I've actually already started it. I was originally just going to build it for convention. I'll take about this in my next video a lot more. But I've decided now to put it into a video and do it. So it's not going to be from the complete start, but you're going to see a lot of progress and you're going to see me progress over it. It may not be the longest series, but it should be a fun series to get through. Lastly, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video if you like Fenway Park. And then that's going to be about it. This is WHM Brickroad signing off. I'll see y'all guys next time. Goodbye.